Hey y'all, happy hump day. Welcome to Kids' World. I hope y'all having a great day today. Guess what time it is? It's story time. Yeah, it's story time. And it's about the most weirdest, strangest relationship that I've ever been in. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the most recent past relationship that I was in. And this was the craziest that I've ever experienced. Okay, so here we go. Boom. So, 2024 was when I met her, like July 2024. By that time, I had already been on TikTok. Welcome to Kids' World, posting my content about me surviving cancer, me going to treatment, and posting about things in my past experiences in my relationships, dealing with relationships, friendships, family, all that, right? So I just wanted to get to build a community, what I'm saying, to really for like support, like a support system, a village, what I'm saying, of people that, going through some similar than what I'm going through, or what I'm saying, the same thing, like being a single parent, surviving cancer. At that time, I had a tube in my back, and it come from the cancer sitting on my urethra, or something like that, which is the tube that connects from our kidney to our bladder and the urine passes through. So when the cancer came back, it was sitting on there. So by that time, I was going through doing clinical trials. Last year was like my third year doing it. So one day, I went to treatment and I heard some bad news, and I was, crying. I was crying about it. And so it just hit me, what I'm saying? Like, you trying to build this content on TikTok, build this village or whatever, and you always posting in high vibrations. I never show a vulnerable moment of me, what I'm saying? So it was just like, just post this video of you being vulnerable right now because of the news that you heard, what I'm saying? So I post a video like, this a kids that y'all don't see, and I get a lot of encouraging words from different people. People sending me messages and shit. And most of the time, I don't check my messages on TikTok because I have before, and it just be a whole bunch of weirdos on there. You know what I'm saying? So, but this particular time, I had noticed that she had, liked a couple of my videos or some shit like that. But she never said nothing to me. I never viewed her profile to see who she was. I never did none of that until she sent me that message the same day that I posted that video of me crying. So she sent me a message, and it said something to the fact of, she introduced herself. She told me where she stay at, how old she is, how many kids she got, how, she take care of her mom. This was the first message that she sent me. I'm trying to see if she mentioned anything about being in a relationship when she sent me the message on TikTok, but I'm not sure. I got to go back and read it because I got all the messages. I got everything. Okay, so boom. She, tell me she been following me for a while. She love my content. She see the God in me, and for me to be encouraged. And um, she told me, like, she left her number and was like, if you need, anytime you need to talk, or you need to vent, or you just, need some encouraging words, here's my number. You can call me at any time, and I mean anytime. I really would love to get to know you, da 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 da. I think she did tell me she was in a relationship, the first message that she sent me on TikTok. But like I said, I gotta go back and look. So, okay, boom. My friend at the time, I had been telling everybody around me about this message that this girl, sent me. So everybody knew what was going on. As the more, every time we talked, or she'll, say or do something, I was, was shit. She was tagging me on social media, saying how she thank God for sending her to me, and how I bring healing to her. Okay, but anyway, y'all, my phone had stopped. Somebody called me. But I forgot where I was at. Damn. So, okay, she sent me, I think I sent up my friend at the time. I was telling her what was going on, that this girl sent me a message. She said da 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 da. So my homegirl at the time was like, tell her to FaceTime you to make sure she not a catfish. So I asked her to FaceTime me. She ended up FaceTiming me. You know, we talked for a minute. And like I was out chilling then, so you know what I'm saying, I had told her that I was gonna hit her up later when I got to the house. So I ended up no. Before she FaceTimed me, I text her from my number, let her know that it was me. And she was just like, I really would like to get to know you. I'm not a cheater. Um, Me and my girlfriend been rocking for the past 6 to 8 months, and I'm done this time. You know, she used to us going back and forth, and then end up getting back together. But I'm done for real this time, and I'm just like, well, you know, you need to handle that situation. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we can get to know each other and work on moving towards that. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, well, I really, really like you. No, I'm really done with her. I really want to get to know you. I'm not a cheater. I really like you. Da 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 da. This, that, and the third. So we sitting up talking. We having conversations over the phone. And then it had got to the point to where one night, like, we was falling asleep on the phone. So I was just like, well, you know, I don't want to start this up because, you know, we don't know how this going to turn out or whatever, whatever. She had got a little attitude about it, but we ended up, you know what I'm saying, talking back again or whatever, like the next day. So I ain't gonna even gonna hold y'all. Like, the conversation that we was having in the beginning when we first met each other, when we first exchanged numbers, you know, I was telling her about, well, she already knew what the hell I had going on because she said she watched my content. So I feel like it wasn't much for me to just to tell her, except that the same way I am on my videos, that's how I am in person. You know what I'm saying? This, then the third. So, you know, she was making fun. It was like, I can't believe I'm with a content creator and this, then the third. And I'm like, girl, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing that at all, to be exact. Like, I barely even have people following me, people coming on my live and shit. So, you know, she had hyped me up a little bit. Wasn't doing nothing, pretty much just gaslighting me. But I didn't notice the shit because at that time, you know, when I made that video, that was a weak moment of me. I was showing a vulnerable side of myself. And it wasn't a skit or act or nothing. This was my life. Like, these people had told me that the cancer was growing back and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was really at a vulnerable moment, and I didn't post it to get sympathy or no shit like that. It was just like, I'm showing y'all what's going on in my world. Okay, so we was having conversations. You know, she was telling me about the ex-girlfriend. Well, she said she was done, but I don't think that she told the girl that she was actually done, because the girl was popping up at our house and shit while we was, you know, talking on the phone. I didn't find that out till later, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we on the phone, we conversating, you know, after we FaceTime, we having conversations and talking and shit. She telling me about how bad the girl had did her in a relationship, and how the girl, she had cheated on her with a nigga, and she took her back, and was saying how the girl had canceled Valentine's Day, and then canceled her birthday because she said the girl would get mad at her for no reason and just be doing shit, you know. Well, she said the girl had told her that she don't know how to communicate, and she did admit to the communication part, but she was just like, you know, I make her feel comfortable talking to me and opening up to me and shit like that. And like when I would call her, when we would talk, she'd tell me, you know, how I bring healing to her, and she thanked God for sending her to me, and she was tagging me all on social media saying the same thing and all that shit, y'all. Stay tuned.